Hello, welcome to the worst possible Commander show. My name is Ben, and I'm here with the one and best of one, CGB.
That's me, it's CGB.
And Shea.
Hello.
And Blake.
Also, hello.
The show is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Use our promo code at checkout, worst, for a discount and to show your support for our show. Now I'll pass it over to Shea for Shea's salutations.
Thanks, Ben. So we have 10 patrons to kind of give a shout out to today. I'm going to do 5 now, and then we can maybe jump to 5 later. So for the first 5, we've got James Kohler.
Hi, James.
Amelia Halfman. Amaranth Talir. Kenny Tom. That's a celebrity. Kenny Compton. Ellis Ann. And then we'll do 5 later, but thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Now, today we're playing new commanders from the new set, Dominaria United, not Reunited.
Dominaria United, Commander.
Yes, of course. And so today I am playing Elas il-Kor Sadistic Pilgrim. He's an Orzhov commander for just one of each color. He's a Phyrexian Core Cleric. He has Death Touch. Whenever another creature enters a battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And he's just a little 2/2, but that's a pretty powerful aristocrat commander. So for my worst possible, I am doing the so popular, you gain life, your opponents lose life, and whenever you gain life, your opponents, it's a loop, okay?
And we gain life. And we lose life.
Yes.
And we gain life. And you lose that.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's aristocrats, it's blood artists, and it's death by 1,000 Ben pings.
Yes, which is not usually my strategy, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing all that resolving on the stack. I am going to be playing Is It Artifacts Matter, kind of a combo-y type thing, using Jhoira, Ageless, Innovator. This commander is a blue and a red for a legendary human artificer at 2/3. You tap it for 2 ingenuity counters. And then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of ingenuity counters on Jhoira. So I have an crazy amount of artifacts in here, more artifacts in this deck than you have dinosaurs in your deck in recent weeks. And the idea, of course, is to cheat out a number of artifacts and then still have my mana open to do things like counter spells or just activate my Reckoner Bankbuster and draw a little bit of card advantage value. I've got a number of artifact-related combos in the deck. One that I haven't pulled off on the show before that I'll showcase is Cursed Mirror and Astral Dragon. This is a really sweet combo where I have this 8-mana 4/4 dragon, but when it enters the battlefield, I create 2 tokens that are copies of a non-creature permanent, except they're 3/3 dragons, in addition to being other types, and they have flying. If I have Cursed Mirror on the battlefield, which is an artifact that taps for a red, or when it enters a battlefield, you can have it become a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has haste, then make copy of dragon, make 2 more, making copy of mirror, making copy of dragon, make 2 more, make copy of mirror, make copy of dragon, infinite dragons. Infinite little artifact mirror dragons that will attack all of you to death. So that is one of my little artifact combos in my Jhoira Is It Artificial Control deck. Take it away, Shea.
Yeah, so today I am playing Ratadrabik of Urborg. And Ben, I gotta say, brilliant minds think alike.
Yes, of course.
This is an Aristocrats themed deck. So yeah, for the commander, he's 2, a white and a black. He's a zombie wizard, and he's got Vigilance and Ward 2. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. And he's a 3/3. So I definitely have some classic aristocrat stuff in here with Blood Artist and Zulaport Cutthroat. But really what I'm going to be trying to do for my worst possible here is using something like Phyrexian Altar as a sack outlet. I'm going to be trying to sacrifice Genji, the Midnight Sky, and Kakusho, the Evening Star, for their really cool death abilities with my commander on the field. So for Genji, Flying Menace, when Genji, the Midnight Sky, dies, choose 1. Each opponent discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. How's that sound, guys? Pretty good? Pretty good?
And then you're going to do it again, right? Because you're going to make a copy and just,
Yes.
So 4 cards, 4 life?
Yes, you got it. You got it. And Kakusho, too, flying. When he dies, each opponent loses 5 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way.
Where are we going to get life? It sounds like you're both taking so much life away from us.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're a giver at the end of the day.
You know me.
All right, everybody. I'm back with another lands deck, which is just the most fun way to play Magic. So I'm playing Soul of Windgrace, the first card I saw from this set that just hyped the crap out of me. This costs 1 enchant for a 5/4. When he enters the battlefield or attacks, I may put a land card from my graveyard onto the battlefield, tapped under your control. So I've got lots of fetch lands to go really well with him. You can also pay a green and discard a land card to gain 3 life. You can pay 1 and a red and discard a land card to draw a card. And you can pay 2 and a black, discard a land card to give Soul of Windgrace indestructible until end of turn and tap it. Now, for the worst possible, this is something that I've wanted to get off on the show a few times. So it involves Scoot Swarm, which we all know Scoot Swarm. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you make a copy of him if you have 6 more lands. So I use Scapeshift to sacrifice like 12-something lands, go get 12 lands out of my deck, making a ton of Scoot Swarms, and then a Splendid Reclamation, getting all of those lands I sacked back, plus others, to make a whole lot more Scoot Swarms. And then I'm going to turn them sideways and murder my friends. It's going to be great!
Or there are going to be a lot of Blood Artist triggers.
I'm going to murder my friends. It's going to be great. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, guys, we'll shuffle up and see who goes first. See you in a bit. Okay, Blake got first turn, guys. He won the die roll, so he starts.
And I have a sick hand. I'm going to sacrifice a Verdant Catacomb.
Did you draw?
You did not draw.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited to play a stupid hand. All right. I'm going to start by drawing for turn. I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs and sack it.
Way to take the hype just out of everything. It's like, oh, here we go, and I fetch.
I know. I'm so sad.
Fetching.
Fetching, yes.
All right, I'm going to get Stomping Grounds. I'm going to shotgun it in. Lose 2 life. I'm going to cast Exploration. I'm going to play a Windswept Heath. Going to sacrifice it.
Oh, crap, Blake, I'm sorry. I got so caught up in what you're doing. I have a pregame action. Gemstone Caverns.
Oh, no.
I played a land before you. Just want you to know that.
Going to lose 2 more life for that.
You're mad about that, aren't you? I threw off his mojo.
I know, all my mojo's gone. I'm going to play a Wild Growth on Stomping Grounds.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Are you sure? You're done?
Now I'm done.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. I will play a Swamp and pass.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I will play an Urza's Saga and activate Chapter 1. And I'll tap these 2, and I'll play a Mind Stone, and I'll pass to Shea.
Draw for turn. Plains. Pass.
Right? I feel like I'm going to get targeted this game. Going to draw a land, or card. I'm going to play Rootbound Crag.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to play Mountain. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Paying like that, so I can pay for my commander. And then I'm going to play Soul of Windgrace. Soul of Windgrace is going to enter the battlefield, and I'm going to get back my Verdant Catacombs tapped.
It is turn 2.
Sure is. I
Yeah,
got 5
what?
lands out. Go ahead, Ben.
Can I do something with this, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Depends
Oh,
what
I
you
do. I'm going to draw. I'm going to play a Plains. I'm going to tap 2. And guess what? Thought Vessel.
Oh, there you go. It's a good
And
looking
then
thought
I'll
vessel.
pass.
All right, I'll untap, draw, activate Chapter 2 on Urza's Saga. All right, this should be fun. I'm going to tap Caverns for blue, It's for colors to play Imposter Mech. You may have Imposter Mech enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature an opponent controls, except it's a vehicle artifact with crew 3 in addition to all other types. What creature could I copy that's on the battlefield? And what land could be in a graveyard that I could steal? Oh, it's your fetch land, Blake. Because Soul of Windgrace can take a land from any player's graveyard, I'm going to take your fetch land and put it on this battlefield tapped under my control. It searches for a forest or a plains. That's kind of bad for me, to be honest. But hey,
He plays a land before me when I go first, and then he takes the land out of my deck, so I just can't use it.
basically, I'm going to cast this Soul Ring as well, and I'm going to pass the turn to Shea.
Okay. Draw for turn. Swamp. Tap 2. Talisman of Hierarchy. A pass.
Can untap some lands. Draw a card. I'm going to play Dryad of the Elysian Groves. I can play an additional land on each of my turns. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. I'm going to sacrifice Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to get basic forest because my life total matters. And then I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play Courser of Crufix. And then I'm going to play Misty Rainforest, which does actually tap for mana because of Dryad of the Elysian Groves.
It's just one grove.
True. Does not have multiple grows.
All right, I'm going to gain a life off of Courser. Then I'm going to move to combat.
What'd I do? What'd I do?
Are you going to block, though?
With what?
You
It's
have.
a
Oh, it's a
vehicle.
vehicle. Oh, get wrecked, nerd. I'm attacking you for 5.
God, that's a 5/4?
Sure is.
Jesus.
I'm going to get Verdant Catacombs out and gain a life from the Windgrace trigger.
Yep, and I'll take 5 damage.
Your turn, Ben.
Okay, turn 3. Here we go. Draw a card. I'm gonna play a Plains. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, and play Black Market Connections. It's an enchantment. Whenever I my pre-combat main phase, I choose 1 or more. I either create a treasure token and I lose 1 life. I draw a card and lose 2 life, or I create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling and I lose 3 life. And I'll pass.
Okay, I will untap, draw for turn. All right, second main phase, Urza Saga trigger going on the stack. I'm going to activate it to make the construct token. This is an XX creature where X is equal to the number of artifacts I control. Then when chapter 3 goes off, this gets sacrificed, and I search my library for an artifact with mana cost 0 or 1. All right, the card I'm fetching is a Mox Opal because, believe it or not, I have all this mana, but now I finally have the red and the blue necessary to cast my commander.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, the card I drew, fix that anyway. It's Cascade Bluffs. So this is going to be a fun turn. This construct is right now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. I'm going to tap it. I'm going to crew the Imposter Mech, which makes it a it can now attack. So I can go get that attack trigger. It's a 5/4.
Sure
and you have a
is.
pair of 2/4s.
Yep.
I want to punch you in the face really bad because you're doing well, and I'm jealous.
That's fair.
But
I'm used to you being jealous of me.
I don't like the attack. You can double block. I don't know. If you do I care? Maybe I don't care.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
I will send the 5/4 at Blake. Attack trigger.
Yep.
Urza Saga.
Urza Saga.
Urza Saga back onto the battlefield. Tapped on chapter 1. That's good.
That was pretty
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Second main, we're going to play my commander, Jhoira, Ageless Innovator. Then I'm done.
Play Grim Climb Pathway. Tap 3 for Death Baron. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. With that, I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I'm gonna, on my upkeep, I'm gonna untap. I'm gonna sack Misty. I'm gonna go look for something a little bit better than a Heartless Act on top.
Yeah, shuffle that away.
I don't need a Heartless Act right now.
Interesting.
Get a forest, gain a life. Shea, can you cut my deck to something good? Not a Heartless Act.
I can cut your deck, but
Even a land would be great.
I don't
Just
know
not
what's
Heartless
gonna
Act.
He puts cards in his deck and then doesn't want to draw them. Weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I need
He likes some
card
mystery.
advantage, bro. Huh. What?
Rigged!
I told you I could cut your deck, but I didn't know what it was gonna be.
Are you kidding me?
Do you have another fetch land?
Sure do.
Are you gonna shuffle again?
I don't want this Heartless Act.
But it wants you, clearly.
Sure do.
Multani! Hi.
Take it.
Can't even cast it.
No.
All right, I guess you can't cast it. All right.
I got a lot of mana. I sure
You
can.
got some mana. You're doing okay.
All right. Top
Like-
card is Blood Crypt. Oh, I also gain a life from Corsair.
But you had to pay 1 to fetch too, right?
Yeah, I was at 30. Lost, gained, lost, gained. Actually, this guy really works well with the commander. I'm going to pay 2 life. Or pay 2 life, but then I'm going to gain 1, so I'm going to end at 29 because of Corsair. That's a third of the worst possible right there. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3,
Indeed.
4, 5, 6. I'm going to play Old Multani. Power and toughness is equal to the number of lands in my graveyard and on the battlefield, so that's 10. She also has some other really nice abilities with my commander. I can pay 2 and return 2 lands from to my hand, to return her from the graveyard to my hand, which is quite good. I'm then going to move to combat. All right, Ben, I'm going to have to attack CGP here. And then I'm going to trigger Soul of Windgrace.
Uh-huh.
To get that stupid Urza Saga, I wish. I'm going to
Nope.
get Verdant Catacombs and gain a life.
Okay. I'm going to no blocks, take 5.
Go ahead.
Pre-combat main phase, I'm going to make a treasure and lose 1 life. I'm also going to draw a card and lose 2 life. And why not? I'll lose 6 life and do all 3.
Yeah! That's our boy.
That's the way you do it, bro. Let's go.
So draw a card, tap 1 and 2 to cast Ever-Flowing Chalice for 2, making 1 charge counter on it. So it taps for 1 colorless. I'll tap 1, 2, 3, and sack the treasure for 4. And I'll play Revenge of Ravens. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And I'll pass.
Trigger Chapter 2 on Urza's Saga. I will crew my Lord Windgrace Imposter Mech. This is a 5/4 attacking Shea.
Trigger?
Yep, trigger targeting that land in your graveyard.
Get you a land, get you an island.
Ooh.
It's a Misty.
Too bad it's tapped right now.
I know. And now Multani shrinks. See? Not even a threat anymore.
No blocks. I'm gonna take 5.
After that, I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna play Silent Clearing. Then we'll tap 4 to cast my commander, Ratadrabik. Well, I'll just pass the turn.
I know. I'm going to sacrifice on my upkeep Verdant Catacombs. Urg, spawn of Turg.
What? Is that really the name?
Yeah, it is.
And wow.
Well,
okay.
I'll draw it, and then I'm going to play it so everyone can see.
Oh boy.
The top card is a Woodland Cemetery, which I'm going to play using Corsair to gain a life. Savage Lands, I'm going to play because I have a Dryad releasing Groves out, gain a life. Mr. Windgrace.
Windgrace on Windgrace.
He's home. I'm going to pay 3. And I'm going to play Spawn of Turg. So, this card's really sick in this deck. Its power and toughness equal to the number of land cards in my graveyard. So or his power, so he's a 1/5. That's not the cool part, guys.
Sure.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library, you may put that card into your graveyard, but I can pay green and black to sacrifice a land and gain 2 life. All right, Multani's a 12/12.
No big deal.
I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack CGB with a 12/12.
Interesting.
I'm going to attack Ben with 2 2/4s. Actually, just 1 2/4. Sending Corsair in. And then, Shea, you are feeling the wrath of the Windgracey boy. So 5.
Okay.
Trigger, put Verdant Catacombs on the battlefield. Gain a life.
Speaking of triggers,
Yes, you're going to lose 1 life and I will gain 1 life.
True, technically that happened first, so I'm
Yeah.
dead.
Oh, man. 4 toughness. I will not block.
So Multani for 12, huh?
Trample. Oh,
Trample, huh? I'll take the no blocks approach.
No blocks.
All right, I'll take the 12.
Take 2.
Feels good to be the
Down to
bad guy.
33.
Something about it. Go ahead, Ben.
Pre-combat, I will do all 3 again. I'll tap 1 plains, the Ever-Flowing Chalice, and the Thought Vessel to play Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library.
That's ideal.
It is ideal, yes. All right, I got an Exquisite Blood.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. I'm going to tap 2 and play my commander, Elas, il-Kor, Sadistic Pilgrim. And I'll just pass.
Okay, I got some end step stuff to do.
Oh, man.
I'm going to tap Jhoira and add 2 ingenuity counters to put a Felwar stone onto the battlefield.
Ooh.
Thanks, Shea.
That's the effect I was looking for.
Yeah.
Then we tap 7 and we overload a Cyclonic Rift.
Oh, crap.
Woo.
Sweet.
There's one problem with land decks, Blake. They're not blue.
Have I ever told you I kind of hate you?
Oh, please, go on.
All right, in response, I'm going to spend 4. And only I get to have a Soul of Windgrace.
That hasn't been true for several turns
So
now.
I'm going to tear asunder your Imposter Mech.
Okay.
Match.
My Imposter Mech has been torn asunder. That's an exile effect?
It is, in fact, an exile.
It's from the
effect.
new set.
Yep, a new card. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
All right, still done, Ben?
Yep.
Okay.
Soul of Windgrace disappears.
I will untap all these permanents I have.
Wow.
You impressed? All right, draw for turn. Urza Saga trigger on the stack. I'm going to tap it for mana. So I'm going to have a colorless mana in my mana pool at the start of my main
Interesting.
phase. And then we're going to sacrifice it and we're going to search for another 0 or 1 artifact. All right, the card I fetched onto the battlefield is a Shadow Spear. +1/+1, trample and lifelink for whatever I equip that to for 2 mana. Let's use the colorless mana and this and tap for a blue, and I'm going to play a Displacer Kitten. You guys love this cat, right?
Meow.
Then, and I'm really excited about this one. You guys picked up all those sweet cards. What if you didn't have them anymore?
Wait, what?
So, I'm going to tap these 3, and I'm going to cast Wheel of Fortune.
No!
All players discard their hands and draw 7 new cards. I'm going to trigger Displacer Kitten, which is going to flicker something, and I'm going to target my tapped Soul Ring.
I mean, that's not bad.
I'm agreeing with you.
I'm fine with it.
All right. So drop the hands and draw 7, guys. So now that I have these fresh cards, let's tap the Soul Ring for 2 colorless in the mana pool. I'm going to play a Jeweled Lotus for free using Displacer Kitten to flicker the Soul Ring. I'm going to tap that for 2 more colorless in the mana pool. I'm going to play my land for turn. It's an Ancient Tomb. I'm going to crack this Misty Rainforest and go down to 17, and that is going to go to Blake's graveyard. All right, the card I fetched is Volcanic Island. I'm going to tap Ancient Tomb, paying 2 life, go down to 15, and then we tap these 2 for a total of 8 mana, 2 of it blue. And we're going to cast Astral Dragon, and this is a 4/4 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, I create 2 tokens that are copies of target non-creature permanent, except they're 3/3 dragon creatures in addition to their other types, and they have flying. All right, I'm going to use 1 copy token like this, and the other is going to be this 3/3 cat dragon token.
Yeah.
But keep the dragon part in mind. And I'm going to make these into 3/3 flying soul rings.
As you do, as you do.
As you do. After that, Blake, it's a time of reckoning. You've taken so much life from me. So, you are being attacked by the Construct, and the Construct is attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's tap Jhoira before damage, go up to 4, and put in this Arcane Signet 10. 10-point hit. From Multani, I mean my construct here.
I'll take 10.
Now, it's your turn, Shea.
Woo! Draw for turn. Okay. Tap 2 for an Orzhov Signet. Pay 1 for Skull Clamp. Then I'll pass the turn.
Gonna tap 11. This mostly hurts. Old CGB Arena.
The one with the board?
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah.
Gonna
weird.
cast Gaze of Granite. For X equals 8. Destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less.
I mean, I assume Ben passes priority.
I will pass priority, yes.
Yeah, I'll pass priority as well.
Yep, passing.
Okay, boom.
Oh, man. I'm gonna sack my Verdant Catacombs. Gonna get a Swamp. I'm gonna play a Forest. And I just don't have enough lands yet. I'm gonna cast a Rampant Growth.
Oh yeah, get in there.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play an Evolving Wilds. I'm gonna tap 4 and play my commander. The Sadistic Pilgrim is back, and then I'm gonna sacrifice my Evolving Wilds to get a Swamp. Okay, I will be done.
I'll play a mountain. And I will recast Jhoira, my commander. And I'll pay 2 life. And I'll cast Reckoner Bankbuster. It enters with 3 charge counters. The standard fans know this one. It has crew 3, and for 2 and a tap, it can draw a card. If it runs out of charge counters, it removes 1 per draw. You make a pilot token and a treasure. Your turn, Shea.
On your end step, CGB, I'm going to pay 1 for an Enlightened Tutor.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I grabbed a Phyrexian Altar.
Ruh-roh.
Goes to the top of my library. When I tap my Silent Clearing for a white, I will take a life. So that's 5 total for God Eternal, Oketra.
Oh, that's a good one.
Double strike. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 4/4 black zombie warrior creature token with vigilance. When she dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Pass.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For an Avenger of Zendikar. Enters the battlefield, I make a 0/1 for each land I control, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to make 14 plants. Plants, not
Indeed.
snakes.
Indeed.
And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cast a Wrenn in 7. Thank you. I'm going to plus Wrenn. I'm going to reveal the top 4 cards of my library. Put all
Whiff.
lands into my hand.
Reveal is out
I
here
know,
for everybody.
but It was a whiff.
Yes, let's go.
I feel like there's not many lands left in my deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for my sick ones.
Just throw that Gitrog in the
Gitrog, yeah,
garbage.
get
Let's
him
go,
out of
baby. It would be nice if you had no lands in your deck to grow those plants. It
Yeah.
would be good.
Yeah,
I'm going to cast Knight's Whisper, though.
Pay 2 life,
I'm
bro.
going to pay 2 life and draw 2 cards.
Whiff.
It's the stupid Heartless Act I can't get rid of.
Is it also the Heartless Act?
I got 2 Heartless
You got
Acts.
2 of them.
And pass the turn.
I'm going to tap 2 to play a Swiffa Boots. And unfortunately, my commander did not want to live long. I'm going to tap 4. And I'm going to overload Dam. Destroy each creature that can't be regenerated.
Oh, wow. You had a board wipe, Ben. I'm
Does
so
that
proud
Does that include my
of you. Nice
creatures?
job,
It
dude.
does, yeah. And I'll put my commander back in my command zone.
All right, to the command zone with Jhoira.
And I believe that my creature, I can put it 3 from the top of my library.
Yep, that's right.
All right, and then I'll pass.
All right, I'll untap. All right, I'm going to activate the lovely Reckoner Bankbuster and draw a card. I'm going to play a tapped Steam Vents, because 2 life is a lot for me right now, and I'm going to play a Talisman of Creativity, and I'm done.
So I'm tapping 5, and when I tap my Silent Clearing, it'll deal 1 damage to me. 5 for Sir Conrad the Grim.
Ooh.
We've had lots of creatures die. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Oh my.
Then I'm gonna pass.
All right, I'm going to tap 5. I'm going to play Lord Windgrace.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to +2 Lord Windgrace. I'm going to discard Glacial Chasm to draw 2 cards.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to +7. And I'm going to reveal the top 4, put all lands into my hand. I get Forbidden Orchard, and then I mill a Shea, Mending of Dominaria, and Talisman of Resilience. Goodbye. I'm going to cast a Wayward Swordtooth, play an additional land on each of my turns, and I definitely have the City's Blessing, so he can block and attack. I'm going to play Kessig Wolfrun and Forbidden Orchard. And then I'm going to go ahead and pay 2. I'm going to cast Nature's Lore. And I'm going to get Zeator's Proving Ground. And then as the last thing I can do, Ben, you get a 1/1 Spirit from my Forbidden Orchard.
Sweet.
I can help you out with that.
And then I'm going to cast my commander. I'm going to recast Soul of Windgrace. I am going to trigger Soul of Windgrace to put Verdant Catacombs onto the battlefield.
Will.
And then it's Ben's turn.
All right. Before you go, though, there was a Wrenn and 7 that milled a creature, so
We all lose a life.
1 damage from Sir Conrad.
Ah, beautiful.
All right, I need to do a little table talk, Ben. So
What?
I can do something that won't hurt either of you
Oh,
right
okay.
now
I like
that
that.
will stop the planeswalkers.
Okay.
But if I do it, I'm going to be very exposed.
Yeah, I have a Kessig
So
Wolfrun.
anything you guys can do to keep the creatures from killing me, because he will as soon as I play it, would help me stop the planeswalkers from taking over the game. Just putting that out there.
I'll tap 5, like so, to play Graceful Restoration. I will choose return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it.
Oh, what you got?
I will target the new Braids creature,
Oh, no.
Arisen in Nightmare.
This isn't helping me at all.
That's so...
It says at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice. Oh, may. Well, I was trying to help. May sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life, and you draw a card.
Cool.
I forgot those were May abilities, but
Cool.
Dodged the bullet.
New card assault.
it's gonna be.
I need every life I can get
Yeah,
now.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tap a plains to equip the Swiftfoot Boots to Braids.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go to my end step. I will sacrifice a creature.
Cool. Can't wait to lose my 2 life.
So,
That will trigger Sir Conrad whenever
Right.
another creature dies.
So we lose 3 life.
Yeah. You're not going to sack a creature, Blake?
Nope.
Okay.
3.
1, 2, 3.
I think I just lose 2, right?
Yep.
Yep,
And you
so
draw,
I draw
3 cards.
3 cards. Sweet.
That's a good card.
I was going to say, yeah.
That's a good card.
That's my end step. I will pass.
Okay. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, buddy, you're great.
I did good to work with.
Helping
man.
with the team, bro. You're helping me out.
All right, I'll draw. I'm just gonna have to do the thing, and hope that you guys can support me somehow.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the Immortal Sun. Players can't
Nice.
activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities. At the beginning of my draw step, I draw an additional card and spells cost 1 less to cast. My creatures get +1/+1. Then I'm also gonna cast the Reality Chip. Legendary artifact creature, equipment jellyfish, and a 1/5 thanks to the Immortal Sun on the battlefield. And that's what I got. Your turn, Shea.
Okie doke. This might seem like a weird play, but doing my best out here. 2 for Intangible Virtue, 1 and a white. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance.
I guess we totally just ignored you.
Yeah, CG asks for assistance and got just a couple middle fingers in response.
Gonna pass.
I'm a little worried about my life total, so we're going to play a Tireless Provisioner, which has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, I make a food token or a treasure token. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack CGB with both of my creatures. I'm going to trigger Soul of Windgrace to get Misty Rainforest out of my graveyard,
Yep.
which is going to allow me to make a food token.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got a food token.
Oh, yeah.
I got a food token.
I was gonna make mom's spaghetti, but this is better.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I've been waiting to give that back to you anyway.
I'm just gonna attack.
All right, I'm going to put the reality chip in front of Lord Windgrace. Is this the part where you activate the Kessig Wolf Run to kill me?
Sure am. I'm going to activate Kessig Wolf Run for 4 on the Wayward Swordtooth to give it +4/+4.
In response,
Yes. Yes, Shea?
I'm gonna tap 3, including my silent clearing, and take a damage for a generous gift targeting the Wayward Swordtooth. Which explains my weird play and untapped mana.
I feel seen.
I appreciate your help with the Planeswalkers.
I'm doing what I can, Shea. I'm doing what I can.
I'm gonna cast a crop rotation.
Uh-oh.
Sacrifice Forest. I'm going to grab a Field of the Dead. This will enter the battlefield tapped and make a zombie. And yeah, that's pretty good, Shea. You got me.
Woo!
That's quite the performance for a generous gift. So that is a creature dying.
It sure is.
And I get a 3/3 Elephant, so we all take 1.
And then there's damage to be dealt to my reality chip, and it's 5 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so my reality chip dies. So another 1. So you do make a food token or
Yep.
a treasure from your provisioner.
Food, because you guys are gonna try to kill me. I'm gonna cast a 3 visits and hope I have a forest in my deck. I'm gonna get a Cinderglade. This is going to trigger Field of the Dead and Tireless Provisioner, make another food token, and make another zombie. Pass the turn.
I'm going to tap 3 and play a Tainted Remedy. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead.
Ooh,
I'm gonna respond to
okay.
Okay, it's on the stack.
I'm going to spend 2 mana. I'm going to activate Multani's ability. I'm going to return 2 lands I control to my hand and put her from my graveyard into my hand. Going to return Forest to my hand. And then I'm going to spend a green mana. I'm going to activate Soul of Windgrace. I'm going to discard a land to gain 3 life. And then I'm going to do it again. And now your Tainted Remedy can resolve.
Play a Mana Crypt. I'll tap a Swamp and a Plains for a Demonic Tutor.
Oh,
Okay, I got a card in my hand.
I thought you were about to tell us.
I'm going to tap 2 to play a Lightning Greaves. Yeah, I'll equip my Lightning Greaves, the braids.
yeah. Nice.
Boots on feet and boots on hands, of course.
Hell yeah.
We've all done it.
I will go to my end step.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to sacrifice my Swiftfoot Boots.
So we each have to sacrifice an artifact, or we lose 2 life, and everybody who doesn't sacrifice, you get to draw.
Right.
Not sacrificing a thing.
My food token shall be eaten.
Okay. I will draw 1 card. Cool. I'll pass.
All right, untap. Immortal Sun. We're going to see 2 cards. All right, Reckoner Bankbuster, don't fail me now. We're drawing a card. I'll play a Spire Bluff Canal tapped. I'm done.
We're gonna tap 5, dealing 1 damage to me from my silent clearing for Cauldron of Souls.
What?
What was that?
Yeah, Cauldron of Souls. I can tap it, choose any number of target creatures. Each of those creatures gains persist until end of turn. I will pass.
On your end step, I will sacrifice Verdant Catacombs, and I hope I have a land to get. All right, I got a Swamp. This is going to trigger Tireless Provisioner to make... I'm going to make a food, and then I'm going to make another zombie off of Field of the Dead. CGB, I'm sending 8 at you. I'm going to send 6 at Ben. Actually, I'm going to send them at Shea, because she's pinging us today.
Oh no.
No, man.
I am suspicious, but I will block 1 with Sir Conrad.
All right, Shea. So I'm going to pump the one that Sir Conrad's blocking for 6.
Oh, with the wolf run.
With the wolf run, Keswick wolf run.
All right. Well, Shea, your generous gift tried to save me, so I'm gonna fall on the sword for this one. I'm gonna cast Deflecting Swat, and I'm going to change the target of that ability to a creature that's attacking me. Let's call it the elephant.
The big elephant.
So I'm on my way out. I can't save myself, but I can at least take the Keswick Wolf Run hit for Sir Conrad.
Thank you. It is much appreciated
And
unexpected.
so how much was that for?
You're taking 5, 9, 15.
All right, I'll see you on the other side, guys.
Yay.
You got me this time, Blake. All right, a zombie is going to die, though,
Yep.
because Sir Conrad blocked it. So that
Sir
is a Sir
Conrad?
Conrad trigger.
And then I'm going to activate some Planeswalkers. I forgot I had these things. I'm going to use Lord Windgrace. I'm going to discard Sakura Tribe Scout, which is not very good at this point, to draw a new card. And then I'm going to -3 this down to 4 to make a gigantic tree.
Exiled.
Oh, and I trigger Soul of Windgrace. I actually missed that. I'm going to get out a forest, which is going to make 1 zombie that is untapped. And then I'm going to make a food token. And then I'm going to spend 3 mana. And I'm going to cast a Crucible of Worlds. This lets me play lands out of my graveyard.
That's just what you needed, was more lands.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm going to, since I've already attacked, I'm going to play Glacial Chasm. I'm going to sacrifice a Forbidden Orchard. So now all damage dealt to me is reduced to 0. I can't attack. And it has cumulative upkeep of Paying Life. And then I am going to... Nope, I'm just going to count up how big this Tree Folk is, and then we'll be good. He is a 1919 Tree Boy. Go ahead, Benny Boy.
Trigger.
Yep. Here you go.
Odds I take damage. Damn it.
Yep.
Darn.
Take 3.
Down to 20. I'll draw. I will tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play the Meat Hook Massacre.
For X equals 4?
For X equals 4, yes.
Oh my.
I will respond.
I
Shea,
mean,
do you have a response? Go ahead.
Yes, I do have a response. I'm going
Okay.
to tap my Cauldron of Souls to give my Sir Conrad Persist.
I will respond to that with a kill spell. I am going to Heartless Act your Sir Conrad.
It
Oh,
came in
that
handy.
card.
It came in handy. didn't it?
I did actually, yeah, it came back.
To be clear, is this with the Meat Hook on the stack or the Meat Hook trigger on the stack?
I guess that's up to, that'd be Shea.
The trigger.
It's up to you, too, because you would have had
Yeah.
a response before the Meat Hook
That's
landed.
true. I would have waited until the trigger if Shea
Okay,
passed on it.
so the
Yep.
Meat Hook's on the battlefield. This is in response to the trigger. All right.
That is
got
correct.
It. Okay. So if that Heartless Act resolves, I think there's a trigger from this going to the graveyard? Or is it another creature?
Or a creature card is put into a graveyard. Oh, from anywhere other than the battlefield. So it will not
It's
count
another
itself.
creature.
Okay, and it will be, because this is on the field, it will be a death trigger, so you'll gain 1 life then.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have a response to the Heartless Act, so Sir Conrad will die.
Yeah, and then I'm going to pass priority on the trigger, so I'm going to lose all my creatures that aren't my big boy. Okay.
All right, gain 6 life, Ben.
I will gain 6 life. Up to 27.
You also lose braids, unless I'm missing
I
something.
do, yes. So you each lose 1 from my creature dying. Play a Windbrisk Heights for turn. A little hideaway land. Top 4. I'll tap 2 this way to play Night of Dawn's Light. First strike 2/2. Whenever you gain life, you gain that much life +1. And for a white and 1, I can give him +1/+1 until end of turn. I'll equip the Lightning Reeves to him, I guess.
Yep.
Why not?
Might as well.
And I'll pass.
Tapping 5, taking 1 damage from my Silent Clearing.
That silent clearing has done so much damage to this game. Oh, welcome back.
Got Eternal.
There it is.
Oketra, back again.
Yep.
Exciting stuff. I'm going to pass the
Sure
turn.
is. It sure is. I am going to sacrifice my Misty Rainforest at the end of the turn. I'm going to lose a life. And I think I have one more. Got a forest with that, which is going to make me a 1/1 zombie. Courtesy of Field of the Dead.
A 2/2 zombie.
2/2 zombie. I don't know why I said 1/1.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of those.
Was there a Glacial Chasm?
Yeah, I'm going to not pay for the Glacial Chasm.
Okay.
I'm going to attack Ben with a 1919 Tree Folk.
Oh, man. I'll
what
block
I'm saying.
it.
So that's 2 power, 2 toughness.
Yeah.
Do you have the mana to pump it? Yes, you do.
I will pump it to 3.
Oh.
Oh, man.
16, so you have to take 11 more.
Well, he's got the Kessig Wolf run, so he can deal a lot
Yeah.
here with Trample.
So,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to pay a whole lot of mana to give it +11/+11, so it's a 30/30 trample. You're blocking 3, which the math checks out. I think you're taking 27.
It does check out.
Unfortunately,
I will-
Meat Hook will not trigger in time.
Die.
Boom! Giant tree to the face.
That's how I want to go. I feel like the tree's really lonely, so I'm going to give him a buddy.
No.
And then I'm going to +2 up to 10. Going to discard Multani to draw a card. Okay, and then as my land for turn, I'm actually just going to play a forest. I'm a little nervous about the combo. I'm going to play a Glacial Chasm with Crucible of Worlds, sacrificing a swamp. And then it's going to be Shea's turn.
It's up to you, Shea. Stand up to tyranny.
Yeah, you can do this.
The rarely seen Shea Blake showdown.
Uh,
You're in a bit of a disadvantage.
I'm going to tap 3 for a Grim Tutor.
Okay. The whole deck versus Blake. Pay 3 life.
Okay, I found my card. Library has been shuffled. I think I just passed the turn.
On my upkeep, I will not pay for Glacial Chasm. These become 17/17s. Let's not waste time. I'm going to attack Shea with 2 17/17s.
I will block one of them with Oketra.
Okay, I'll go to damage.
Before damage. Tap 3, dealing 1 damage to me. Anguished Unmaking. Exiling the unblocked big baddie.
Okay. Yeah, that I will let resolve. You're going to lose 3 life.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pump the other one.
Yeah.
So you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14 minus 6 is 8. Plus 17 is like a million. You take 31 damage.
That is lethal.
31 damage off the Kessig Wolf run on the big old boys. All right.
Yeah.
GG, you scrapped as hard as you could. Unfortunately, not getting your 6th land drop until that late is going to make it hard.
Timber.
Yeah.
GG's.
That is dead.
All right, let's find those cards of the game.
Ooh.
Okay, we're back with our CoolStuffInc.com card of the game, and even though this board wipe did not do much against those 0/1 plants, they could have been scarier, potentially.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I overloaded this damn card and killed all those little the plants, not insects.
Yeah, it was a good little bailout for a minute.
Yeah.
At least the
Yeah.
Avenger didn't get us.
However, I did realize that it kind of made us not attacking Blake's Planeswalkers kind of hard to deal with for the rest of the game.
True, but
really,
having a
so
million 0/1 blockers would have made it hard too. So
Yeah.
That's fair, yes.
Indeed. My card of the game, I'm going to give it to Urza's Saga because it was really cool that the Imposter mech copying
Yeah.
the Soul of Windgrace was able to bring it back for a second round. And it gave me hope there that I had some things going on. But Wheel of Fortune definitely didn't spin in my particular favor, but I had a lot of fun getting a double tap out of this from Lord Windgrace. How about you, Shea?
Yeah, my card of the game is Sir Conrad the Grim. Was able to ping everybody for some damage. I think that was the kind of maximum of what I was able to achieve in that game, but hey, gotta give credit where credit is due.
I would have given it to your generous gift.
Yeah, that's fair.
I appreciated that. I appreciated that.
Yeah. Of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then for me, what's a land deck without a land as the card of the game? Kessig Wolfrun just put in a ton of work for me. It basically killed all three of you throughout the game. Like, it did all the damage it needed to do. So, big fan of Kessig Wolfrun, big fan of lands decks. It's time to kill my friends with other decks now, though.
Great. We do have some Shea's salutations here at the end that we got to make sure we get out there.
Yes, thank you. So we've got Francis Marion, Rhett Kahn, Keto, Matthias Kostween, and Nicole Squire. Thank you guys so much.
And Ben, do you want to send them on their way?
Yeah, so that was the game, guys. Blake defeated the almost 3-time champ, but not. He did not. Or no, he did defeat the 3-time champ. Yeah, what am I talking about?
You're the 2-time.
Yeah, the two-time only, the last 2-time champ, I believe.
Okay.
But anyway.
Just tell them they're cool.
Anyway,